Hello, children. Today, let's recap chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. In this chapter, children, we are going to study about the nutrients and how plants and animals prepare their food. We are all going to discuss about it. And in the last portion, we will discuss that how soil replenish the nutrients. So, first of all, let's begin with the definition of the nutrients. The component of the food like carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals, these all are called nutrients as you have read already in chapter class 6. So how nutrients going to help us? They build our body, they help us in the growth, repair the damaged part of our body and provide energy. As already we have done that the food we have, why we eat the variety of food, because it provides us energy to build our bodies and for the growth. Next comes the definition of nutrition, the mode of taking food and its utilization in the body is called nutrition. And children, here are two modes of nutrition in the living organisms. First is autotrophic mode of nutrition and second is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, auto means self. Self means the organism can prepare their food their own. And already we know that the organism which prepare their food their own is known as autotroph. On the other hand, hetero means others, means the organisms when they depend directly or indirectly on the others for their food. They are known as heterotrophs. Means we can take the definition of heterotrophs as organism which depend on others for their food is known as heterotrophs. Now today here we are going to discuss about detail that about autotroph and heterotrophs in detail. What are autotrophs? So children, you know that the organism which prepare their own food like plants are autotroph as they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. And children, you already know the process of photosynthesis by which the plants prepare their food by using sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. And this process takes place in the leaves. And sunlight is obtained from sun, water is absorbed by the roots, carbon dioxide is taken from the air, and chlorophyll is a green pigment which is present inside the leaves. Now let's see what reaction takes place. How what is the equation of photosynthesis? Children, it's very important. Carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll forms carbohydrate plus oxygen. As you all know, during the process of photosynthesis, oxygen gas is released. So we can say that plants are autotroph, they prepare their own food. Now let's discuss about the heterotrophs, the organisms which depend on others for their food. So first part we are going to discuss is a parasitic plant, the plants which don't have the chlorophyll and they can't prepare their own food, so they get their food from the host plant. And the best example is a cascata and amerbales. Children, in the diagrams or in the picture you can see that how non-green plant depend upon the green plants for its food. So this way is a parasitic mode of nutrition. Another way is a insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants are the plants which feed on the insects. For example, the pitcher plant. So the in the picture you can see, children, how this formation has been made. The leaf is modified into a pitcher and the other end has a lid. As the insect enters into the pitcher, the lid closes itself and the insect is digested by the digestive juices which are present inside the pitcher. So this is an insectivorous plant. See how they depend upon the insects for their food. They are also the example of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Next is saprotroph. These are the plants which don't have the chlorophyll and they can't prepare their own food. But then how they prepare their food? They depend on the dead and decaying organism for their food. Examples are mushroom, bread mold, etc. So they produce the digestive juices on the dead and decaying organism and then convert it into the solution and then absorb the nutrients from the solution. So in this way, they survive and they do not have the chlorophyll. They can't prepare their own food, but they take their food from the dead and decaying organism. So saprotroph is again an example of heterotroph. One more is there, that is a symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship means some plants live together and share shelter and nutrients. Means they both live together and share their either nutrients and either shelter. Let's take an example. We have an example of alga and fungus. Children, you know, as you can see in the figure, alga is green in color. They both live together. So what they do for one another is fungus gives shelter, water, and minerals to the alga. And in return to alga provides food to the fungus, which is prepared by the process of photosynthesis. As alga is green in color, so it can prepare the food. But fungus is going to provide shelter, water, and minerals to the alga for the preparation of food. Means both are helping each other. So this is the best example. Children, one more example we can take here, the example of rhizobium. You know, rhizobium is a bacteria which lives in the root nodules of a leguminous plants. So how they are showing the symbiotic relationship? What does rhizobium give? Rhizobium fixes the nitrogen into the roots. And in spite of it, the legume plants, they give the rhizobium shelter. So both are helpful for each other. So this is again symbiotic relationship is an example of a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So in last, let's see how nutrients are replenished in the soil. So plants, what they do, they take nutrients from the soil. So the nutrients in the soil decreases with the passage of time. Slowly that nutrients decreases. Now farmer, what he does, he has to add manure and fertilizer to increase the fertility of the soil. Now, and the bacteria that was I was just talking about, the rhizobium, that lives, you can see in the picture also, it lives in the root of leguminous plants, which converts atmospheric nitrogen to the soluble form. And the soil becomes rich in nitrogen. And you know, nitrogen is very beneficial for the growth of the plant. And in return, what does that legume plant gives to the bacteria? They give the shelter and food to the bacteria. So again, they are having a symbiotic relationship. So children, I hope the concept is clear to you. We just want to recap. We have just read about the autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition in this chapter. Thank you, children.